For a year, I was unable to walk or stand at all. I am now sharing my strategies for how I was able to walk a little bit. My name is Elin, and if you want to follow my story, press subscribe and then you get notification when I publish the next video. In this video, I will talk about how I work to get my brain better. We know that our brains are important, and especially for us with an illness in our central nervous system. We are extremely aware of everything that's going on in our brain and everything that's probably damaged. I've been focused on my brain for many years. In the beginning, I was like, oh, I need to know everything about how the brain is working. And it's so difficult. It's impossible to understand. And then people start talking about how many cells there are in your brain and how many connections. It's incomprehensible. I just realized that I don't understand how my car is working. I don't understand how my phone, the internet, I don't need to understand how it's working to be able to use it in the best possible way. My strategy for improving my brain is about learning as much as possible about the smart ways to start recreating the brain and be sure that the brain is evolving in the way that I want. I want my brain to grow in the best possible way, and I focus on three things: the words I'm using, the pathways I want to strengthen, and repetition. Because our brain are massive pathways. Everything we can, everything we do the best way, everything that's not so good are pathways in our brains. And they are constantly evolving. When we're talking about neuroplasticity, that is our brain's ability to find new connections. And the words we are using are important because they show our brain what we are focused on. And what we focus on and what we repeat often are really important to create new pathways. And you know what people say, the only thing you can control is what you're thinking. And sounds right, but it's difficult because your thinking is going in mainly the same paths as it's been using before. So if you want to evolve your brain and if you want to get to somewhere else than you are today, you really need to start working on the pathways, creating new pathways. And the good thing about this is that we know so much more now about what is possible than they knew just 10, 15, 20 years ago. In 1993, I was at a seminar with my work, and we were told that when you are 7 years old, your brain is fixed, it's finished. Everything, your personality, everything is just never going to change. Luckily, that was not true. We are evolving our brains all the time. They're constantly changing depending on what we feed them and all the surroundings we are exposed to. A disease that is attacking your brain, I choose to look at that as just one thing, and that there is a lot of other factors that I can influence. Very much of my mind work is based on the courses I took in London back in 2009 in Lightning Process. And I followed that up with taking the master certification in Neuro-Linguistic Programming. All that is about how we can influence our brain and our body with the words we are using, how we activate all our emotions, all our senses, how we visualize, and how we create a new experience inside ourselves. And I learned a lot of techniques on NLP that I have been using and evolving to deal with massive neuropathic pain. I have made a video series about how I do that. I will link to that in the end of this video. The point is that we can choose when there is a bad signal in our brain. We can choose to define another signal, because the bad signal is a pathway In Norway we talk about skiing, and I think of the bad pathway as a really fast track, but you don't want to go that way. So instead you have to ski off-piste in your brain. You have to create a new path to find on what do you want instead. And this is working. And that gives me a lot of encouragement to continue working on evolving my brain in the way I want. But of course, it's not enough to know what to do. You actually have to do it. And this has been my struggle for many months, defining all the small steps I want to do every day to constantly focus, constantly remind my brain on I don't want to be in this really tough situation. I want something else. I want a new and better life. And that is so easy to make this long list of everything you should do, everything you think you should do every day, and if you don't do everything, it's not going to work. So instead of beating myself up for not doing all the right thing every day, I have 3 major things that I really prioritize. And that is guided visualization, that is gratitude, and it's self-talk in front of a mirror. The first, guided visualizations. They are very useful because someone is talking. Because if you sit alone in the quiet and try to visualize a big, great future, the chance is that your brain are going to, I think about something else. I call it the monkey brain. So to help the brain focus, guided visualization will get you through the whole story, right? The second thing is gratitude. And gratitude is a massive element for helping your brain to focus on the right things. Because if you are in a situation with pain and fear and anxiety and life is really tough, it's so easy that fills your whole being. To get out of that, you really need to start focusing on the good things in your life and being grateful for everything that's good now. And that might be very, very small things, but you need to start focusing on them, because then your brain will say, okay, we need to look for more of the good things, more of the things that we are grateful for. So I write a gratitude journal, but not every day. Some days I just sit and think for a few seconds, reminding myself of the good things. And I have grandchildren, so it's quite easy, actually. The third thing I do is self-talk in front of a mirror every day. I have so many years with negative self-talk behind me, and it's so easy to start beating yourself up if something isn't going just like you want them to. And starting to focusing on saying good things to yourself, good things about yourself, reminding yourself of the things that is good, that's useful anyway. But if you, instead of just thinking it, are sitting in front of a mirror, looking yourself in the eyes, and you are both thinking the good things, you are speaking it, and you are hearing it, then you activate so many of your senses that this preferably nice self-talk is going to work so much better. And that is amazingly, because I haven't been doing it for a long time, but every time I do it, it's like, oh wow, this works. Say nice things to yourself in front of a mirror every day, and you will see very soon you will change your opinion of yourself and your opinion of what you are capable of. So this is my second strategy for getting better, improving after this really tough time. And I think it's a major element in me getting courageous enough to try and start and do and build the body back to the way I want to be.